here. Just want to do a quick video, just more in depth about my power system. So the first thing I wanted to go over is generators. Now those of y'all that talk about wanting to buy a big old diesel generator for your off-grid homestead, I really don't recommend that unless you have a huge friggin' house, which I also recommend against that too, unless you really need one, you have a huge family, whatever. I recommend just a small generator. Like mine, for example, is a 3500 watt Pulsar, and I apologize, it's going to be backwards just because I'm using my phone. But I bought this at O'Reilly Auto Parts. I'll let you know the price on the screen there. But you know, I found it's real great just because, you know, while I'm running it, I can recharge my battery bank. I can use pretty much whatever power tools I need, drills, saws, stuff like that. It runs my tumbler for my reloading, and whenever I'm running my generator, I'm using it. I'm not only recharging my battery bank, but I'm using it other things as well, and I don't have to run it for a long period of time either. I do put ethanol fuel in it, and for those of you that are gonna in the comments, I run my generator multiple times a week. So there's no time for the ethanol to start really affecting my carburetor. And a couple times a year I do run ethanol treatment in it just to try to clean that up. But I don't really worry about the ethanol gum really messing up the carburetor very much. But anyways, Pulsar and O'Reilly, they don't give me any money to tell y'all how great it is, but I do like the Pulsar. It's a single start generator, or a single pole generator I should say. You yank the cord once, it fires right up. This is my second one within the last year. I had to return the previous one after it ran for about 6 or 7 months. The only reason I had to return it and get this new unit is because there was some kind of contact or chip or something like that stopped working. The engine, you know, would sit there and run all day if I let it. But it would sit there and it would generate power, and then it wouldn't generate power, and then it would, and then it wouldn't. So that just got a little bit annoying, of course. But anyways, Pulsar and O'Reilly have great warranty programs. So the next thing is my battery bank. Now I have, as you can see there we go, 4 Super Start deep cycle batteries. Now I recommend the deep cycle for those of y'all that'll say, oh, I'll just use old car batteries. Okay, fine, you do that. But the very first time you go to use your battery bank, they'll all be dead. Deep cycles are really just the best for off-grid systems like this. Now you can also use like the old 6-volt golf cart batteries. Those work too, especially if they're refurbished or brand new. Deep cycle and golf cart batteries, they're designed to wear down and then be brought back up. Wear down, be brought back up over and over and over again. Whereas car batteries, they're not. They're designed to stay at between the 12 to 13 volt range. That's where they're designed to stay. So when you consistently keep dropping those down, you're going to do what's called sulfating the battery, and you're going to kill it. So you know, you may be successful using a car battery system maybe just a handful of times, but within a month or two, you're going to have a bunch of dead car batteries on your hand, and you're going to have to go buy new ones. So I recommend just getting deep cycle or the 6-volt golf cart batteries first and foremost, and you'll be good to go. Mine have lasted for over a year now. They're awesome. So I also have a Schumacher battery charger and engine starter, and it's a great unit. Basically, whenever I'm running my generator, I turn this on, and I'm putting my maintainer on my batteries. I use my Harbor Freight solar system basically just as a solar maintainer, and so that works real great during the daytime, storing the power for the nighttime. But sometimes whenever I've used too much power and it dips below the 10 volt threshold, my inverter, which I've got stories about inverters, so hold on, but my inverter will time out, and it'll be, you know, 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever, and I'll be in the middle of doing something just because I'm a night owl, and I'm like, crap, I need more power. So I'll go outside, I'll fire up my generator, I'll turn my maintainer on, and that'll by the time that I'm ready to go to bed or whatever, I can turn my generator off. I can turn my battery inverter back on, and you know, I'm good to go. I'm set for the morning. My inverter, right now I'm using a Schumacher 1000 watt, and I've only had it for a couple weeks, and it's been working great. Prior to that, I had just what O'Reilly was selling, and I apologize, I forget what the brand is. I'll include a picture of it here. But, you know, that was 1000 watt, and I went through 2 of those just because the biggest problem with those is that the voltage where it was timing out, you know, it started out at 10 volts, and then after, you know, a month or 2, it would start timing out at 10.5 volts, and then eventually it was timing out like right at 12 volts. So I'd have, you know, 12.5 volts in my battery bank, and then it would at nighttime wear down to 12, and all of a sudden my inverter was timing out, and that's not acceptable. So you know, I warranted that out, and then finally I just took the second one back, and I went and bought the Schumacher one from Advance. Prior to those 2, I had a peak 1000 volt, and excuse me, 1000 watt, I should say, sorry. And that one worked fine up until the fan stopped cooling it, and it overheated, and it just stopped working entirely. So for those of y'all that know a good 1000 watt inverter that will stand up to, you know, long-term use, I'd sure like to hear about it, because this is my 4th one within a year. So anyway, just if you could put that in the comments, just let me know. I'd sure appreciate it. But anyways, that's basically just kind of a crash course in my my power system. I don't use a lot of power. I basically just use my power to keep my fridge running, and then again, whenever I need power for power tools, for lights. I do have a television and a DVD player, stuff like that, and I can sit there and run those at night. That's no problem. I can sit there and watch movies and stuff, just on my solar setup with my batteries. That's really not a problem. But anyways, I just wanted to give you all a few realities of off-grid power, and, you know, kind of my mad science setup. It's nothing real extreme. I probably have about $1,000 wrapped up in the whole system. When it comes to other means of off-grid power, like you know, those windmills that you can go on eBay and buy for a couple $100, don't. You're wasting your money. Trust me, I know. I have one of those thrown in a trash pile out behind my place here. They just don't work. You can have hurricane force freaking winds, and they will not spin. So don't waste your money. I don't care what the reviews say on eBay or Amazon or whatever. You are wasting your money. They do not work. As for hydro or any of those alternate means of off-grid power, I live in dusty West Texas. I don't have any kind of water, any kind of flowing water, so I can't do that. As for the gasifier, you know, I love the idea of a gasifier. I'd like to experiment and build one someday, but you know, for the amount of time that I actually run my generator, a lot of times I'll only run my generator for maybe 20 minutes to a half hour. You know, that's all I really need, just to top off my battery bank, or if I'm using power tools or whatever. So the amount of time it takes to get a gasifier fired up and creating power, before you have to just put that fire back, before I would basically have to put that fire out, because I don't need it anymore. It really doesn't make sense for me to really dabble with right now, other than just as an experiment. So anyways, I didn't mean to make this video so long. For those of y'all that like my video, feel free to give a like. Any further questions, just let me know in the comments. Subscribe, ring the bell for further content. I do appreciate y'all watching. Thanks.